this $50 gaming PC that my brother bought from a friend of his. He said it was overheating. We determined in a YouTube short that you can check out on the channel that it has a very hairy chest, much like Austin Powers, full of dust. So, yeah, the goal today is to clean it up and, throw a little something inside, which rhymes with the Red Devil. We've got an RX 480, 8 gigabyte graphics card that we're going to chuck in here just to give it a little more oomph. And, solid state. And then, we're putting SteamOS on here?
That's the plan.
Awesome. Okay. Well.
Okay. Have you switched to the other mic yet?
Oh, no, I have not. Let's try that.
Let's do that and then get going.
Okay, is this better, folks? How does that sound? How are we doing with this one?
I will tell you in a moment.
Okay. Switching up hardware, living the life. Okay, first things first, though. We got to open this thing up, and we have a secondary camera for some nice close-ups.
Yeah, it's better, so I think we're good to go.
All right, the snowball it is.
I know you want it out of frame, but it's a cool-looking mic. But let's try and get a little as close as possible.
Okay. It's time to open the bad boy.
Yeah, baby! Yeah. Oh, God, are we going to just do Austin Powers references? You know, Austin Powers surprisingly holds up well. It's a movie that I thought might have aged like milk, but we went back and we watched the first two, and you know what? They're still pretty. They're much better to watch like as a mature adult.
They're very funny. You know what?
Yeah,
I think they're hilarious, and you can watch them with people who may take offense to things, and they probably won't. It's a fairly
that was it. I wasn't
easy watch.
I wasn't expecting it to be so safe 20 years later because it felt so risque back then.
Okay, so this is what we're dealing with, gang.
You're a tiger.
We have a GPU that admittedly looks a little bit older. It's also, I've confirmed that the heatsink on that thing is caked with dust. We've got, reasonable cooling. All air, obviously. And then once we get to the front, by removing these clips here, you got to kind of use two hands.
The video card on that thing is in its death throes. Like, that fan has been clogged for so long.
Yeah, the video card is looking, to be picked up by like an animal sanctuary for old video cards.
It almost looks like the heat sink is like separating from the card itself.
Okay, here we go. All right, there it is. Can you hit the focus there on the droid cam? There we go. Awesome. All right. This is why we call it the Austin Powers machine. Because, it's not a full chest of chest hair, but it's more, obviously it's not in the shape of genitals either, but it's, I hope that that's not going to get hit by the algorithm. Or how long have we been recording now? Probably long enough.
30 seconds is all you have to do.
Okay, well, either way, lots of gore here. Not like Al Gore. All right.
Okay, so we got a few more people here. Break out a vacuum. Those who are offended easily, I say, get over it, snowflakes. I passed up 2 computers today. The first was a plastic iMac Intel unit from 2008 that had an Intel Duo core running Snow Leopard, and a 13-inch MacBook Pro from 2008 or 2009 that DJ Craze.
Decent.
Garth Beagle coughs.
Oh, what's up, Garth? I gotta say, hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Everything is Broken Garage. I don't know who that is, but just based on title alone, I'm gonna be following.
Everything's Broken Garage is actually a great channel.
Yeah,
shout out to Everything's Broken Garage. My brother Stace is a huge car guy. He's also got a Formula One channel called Fiends, F1ENDS, like F1 Ends. So check him out too if you're interested.
It was the aluminum kind with the removable portion of the back that lets you change the battery.
Okay.
Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, Dust Bunnies, and they've been breeding.
I like the grr from Everything's Broken because that's very obviously a reference to Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
All right, well, let's suck the hair out of this thing real quick.
Well, I gotta switch the tools. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Let's not stop there either. Get the focus on that. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's the good stuff. Probably good for that. Whew! Okay.
What's wrong with having a shop vac nearby, DJ Craze says. I know I usually just blow out the dust with a duster can and let it all fly, but I'm also called DJ Craze.
You should get in here and producer from
I forgot that you were running it on the other monitor, so I'm trying to hold the fort from there.
Yeah, you can... You have all the tools right here. You have the keyboard and mouse.
What are these? Input devices?
What are you talking?
What's a computer?
Okay, so there's obviously still quite a bit of dust here. We're going to have to grab an anti-static brush and tease it out, I think.
Yeah, I love the singular USB 3 port in what looks like a floppy bay.
Yeah, this is telling of the times.
You know what, though? I love it. I love modernizing floppy drive bays when they were, like, somehow still around but hadn't been relevant for, like, 12 years. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
There's so much dust flying.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry about the audio, folks.
I think, did you read that comment?
What's it say?
On this episode of We Give the Austin Powers Computer a Full Brazilian, I'm almost thinking we should change the name.
Yeah, that's an excellent...
I'm changing the name of the stream right now. Let's go.
Okay, for people who didn't hear, we're now changing the name of the stream.
We give the Austin computer, or the Austin Powers computer a full Brazilian. Thank you, everything is broken garage. The Austin Powers computer a full Brazilian. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Telling me that schedule. How do you change the name while you're in here?
Oh, maybe you can't right now. Here, just exit, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just do it from my phone.
We'll just do it when it's finished, maybe. I don't know. I'll see if you can. But yeah. If you can change it on the run, then that's good.
So I probably can, but YouTube Studio is laggy as hell on folding devices, so...
I almost vacuumed my groin there at the end.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's pull this graphics card out and have a look at it.
Can't do it from here either.
Everyone knows the most exciting part about any PC is the graphics card.
It is.
And for $50, what did we get into? All right.
It'll say on a tag somewhere. Or a
No,
sticker.
this is a 1 gig 5770. Very basic identifying mark.
You know what, though? Not a terrible graphics card for the day.
Well, for Windows 7, think about that. What games were people playing back then? Do you want to... I'm going to give you a micro screwdriver if you want to pull this plastic shield off of it.
So, like, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive 2011, that's right around the time. StarCraft 2. I remember when I built my first gaming PC post-high school. That was what it was to do, was to play StarCraft 2 and War Thunder and CSGO.
Mount this guy.
And this was before CSGO had gun skins. I got bored of CSGO before gun skins were even a thing, and then years later, people yeah, it's all about the gun skins. I'm like, what? No, this is all about recapturing the competitive feel of CS 1.6, guys.
Recapturing our youth! Oh my god!
57X0 series on the Mac Pro were solid. Actually, you know what? if this card can be salvaged, it could be repurposed into a Mac.
That's true. Yeah. I have 2 Mac Pros. I have a 3,1 and a 5,1.
Hey, Mac 84, the 2 best computer lads. Hello, boys.
And what's up, Jay from House of Moth? Look, Canadians. Thank you.
Oh, hey. Oh, wait, sorry, Canadians. Oh, hey there.
Oh, friggin' right spread. God, that's
Well, now-
you know what? It's embarrassing that that's how our people talk.
I'm a little bit upset that when I said Florida Seminole Vesticles, nobody laughed.
Okay, let's just get some of this crap out of the way so we can get at the dirtiness. Oh, this motherboard is filthy. Look at this.
Dirty. Oh, party.
Yuck.
What's wrong with us Canadians? We choose to live in a hostile environment, and that does things to a person.
It makes you, wake up in the morning, not just with a dry mouth, but with a sense of doom.
Well, our saying that we have about like not doing anything that includes the dog. What? What? Thanks to new YouTube guidelines, I can't say it. What is wrong with us U.S. Canadians? What do you mean, U.S. Canadians? All right. Do you want to vacuum this?
That is
Okay, let's
absolutely atrocious.
let's show this horror show.
This is what was underneath the shield on the heatsink for the graphics card.
This looks actually to me like, remember hard drive coolers? Remember those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep pulling stuff out.
Man, remember when this could cool a graphics card? Nowadays, graphics cards pull out like a major appliance worth of electricity and cost more than a computer.
Here.
And that's why Apple Silicon's going to win.
Vacuum, anti-static brushes. Just give her on that thing. I'm going to keep pulling stuff out of here.
You know what? I don't even care about this card. I'm just going to vacuum
An
it.
additional USB 3
It'll be
card.
what it'll be. I want to give people the cleaning satisfaction, not
That's
the this thing's for sure going to work. House of Moth says I want to sniff that. Look, man. I know the guy this came from.
Maybe they do things differently,
No,
when you're part of the States.
He's one of those people who's like, I don't just not care if it stinks. I want it to stink. Where's the on off? The foot pedal?
Yeah.
The red one.
Sorry about the audio, gang.
Oh. Got set up for a right-handed person. Oh my god, it's like in sheets.
Don't be afraid to put it right on it.
Oh wow. That does not spin freely.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Here, keep back. Pull out this brand.
This fan is toast.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, look at how much resistance that has.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't even move when I let it just like get hit freely with the vacuum.
Okay, so
This-
our buddy who sold us this machine said it was overheating. I think this is probably a big piece of that puzzle. This thing, I remember when I was testing this computer, just like when it came in, that graphics card, like the PCB, would get boiling hot.
Do you have I need something small to pry the connector out.
Oh,
I'm gonna just remove the fan, and then I think we can just like make a note of it. Like, if you want to use this, you just gotta strap something to it.
Actually, there's probably tweezers that would be better for that. Here you go.
Okay.
But here's this if you want.
This, for once, it's actually more convenient to access with your left hand.
So another interesting thing, I just pulled the RAM out of this machine and has 2 4GB sticks and 2 2GB sticks.
Yeah, that tracks.
So 12 gigs of RAM in this machine.
I have two 4 gig sticks of DDR3, but you know what? I don't think that'll be necessary because I doubt RAM is going to be the bottleneck.
The only full-size RAM that I have right now is from a Power Mac G5, so I don't think that would work.
No, but I have two full-size sticks of 4 gig DDR3. Just not here.
Okay, back to the chat. Garth Beagle says, furry, Mac 84, yummy, everything's broken garage. I'm currently sitting in a blizzard here in Canada Land East. Everything's broken garage. Where are you guys located again? Like, we're central. We're in Manitoba. In
He
Winnipeg.
said east. Oh, it's snowing. Are you in like Nova Scotia? I know a guy in Nova Scotia who said it was snowing real bad.
Jay from House of Moth says, I want to sniff that. I should also say, shout out to Garth, Mac 84, House of Moth. All these people have very interesting content that's worth checking out. YouTube channels, Twitter accounts, everything like that. DJ Craze says, my father was born there, and when he was 8 years old, his father brought the whole family down there. Mac 84, wow. House of Moth, bust out the super loop.
I can't get this thing out. Like, it doesn't want to go.
Do you think the fins are blocking it from moving? Oh,
I
no.
almost certainly need to remove the heatsink, and I just don't want to.
Well, let's have a look here. Let's have a peekadilio.
In Trina's Technobabble, I'm in Toronto.
Also check out Trina. Definitely.
From Halifax, Nova Scotia. You know what's fun? Technobabble in sci-fi. You know when you know what
There we
when
go.
they talk about like, oh, we got dark matter. Like, no, dark matter just means we don't know what it is. You can't make.
Okay. Piece of
Whatever.
hardened tape.
Oh my God! Look how much is still coming out of this.
Yeah, it probably.
Okay, I'm hitting that. All right, everybody, earmuffs. Yeah, this fan is trash. Are we even allowed to say that anymore?
Trash.
Where's the garbage? Whatever,
Well,
garbage
just
pile.
leave it, yeah, just leave it on the table.
Out of
for
frame
now.
is garbage pile.
Now there's a lot of dust here. Stack. Next,
How big is this power supply?
this USB board from the back here?
Oh, that's
Could use
weird.
another dust.
Oh, yes.
Did you get the? Does the bottom need any cleaning of that?
a
And did you get the rest of the PCB too?
like underneath the thing? Yeah.
No, I just mean like around here.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just make sure you hit it all with the brush.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get the let's get the dust collection going again. Whoops.
No. Let's bust out the iFixit kit.
Yeah. Was once now. Sorry, let's just say it's the gold standard of screwdrivers not made by influencers. Seems to be a space they're getting into
This
these
is
days.
perfect. Okay.
Thank you for streaming as I tidy up. No problem, Mac84. Look at the weird stacked DVI ports. Yeah,
Yeah,
hey?
it is weird, hey? It takes up 2 slots.
For no reason. They could be side by side, and then this could be. Well, no, it needs a space for the fan actually. Once you
Gotta do it for the fans.
only for the fans.
Lols.
Lol.
Okay. God, this is a beautiful screwdriver. I'd marry this thing.
Oh yeah. Do it.
I don't want to.
Well, you said you could.
Okay, we're going to clean this thing properly. So we're pulling components out here, like this fan, which has a very small cable. There we go.
Why waste money on copper?
If it's proprietary, who cares how weird it is?
It's not proprietary. That's a regular 3-pin fan.
No, I just mean like it's a Dell XPS. Probably the only thing that SKU was designed for, maybe. But who knows? Maybe I'm just talking out of my butt.
The model number starts with D, so I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay. All right, we got to go back to the chat here for a sec before you hit that vacuum. So to be fair, Mackie-Ford is basically Canadian proxy. Jay says you can get fan bearings though to clean it out and oil it. Everything's Broken Garage is from Newfoundland. Actually, one of our close family friends is from Newfoundland, and actually my workout instructor has been helping me get rid of this. Which there's still, I mean, if I want, I can.
Abs are made in the kitchen.
I can do a pregnant man still if I like. It's because I really like chocolate. Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. I'm eating some chicken nuggets dipped in a very local barbecue sauce. What makes it very local? Like your house or your neighbor's house? Or
there was a guy who was dropping off homemade hot sauce in the pandemic, I remember. It's pretty good.
Basura is Spanish for trash. Thank you, Jeremy. Garth Beagle, look at the Weird Stack DVR post. Yeah, we got into that. House of Moth, one demanded to be on top. OnlyFans from DJ Craze. Everything's Broken Garage. You mean you haven't ordered the LTT screwdriver? It's Canadian, don't you know? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. It's nice, but it's expensive. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Swacket.
Yeah, Stace has some LTT stuff.
I have a Swacket.
Do you have a water bottle too, don't you?
No.
Something like, oh, okay.
No, nobody has owned more water bottles than me.
Mr. Tech Gadget, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. If my wife catches me sitting around watching other men vacuuming things, she's going to have questions for me. Just depends on what they're vacuuming, right? Oh, I keep whacking that sign.
You also keep rocking the table here.
Oh, right, yeah. House Moth, yeah, most hyped up screwdriver that underwhelms. Comparison to 2022, gotta have it. Company makes LTT screwdriver. Has a similar one, about 90% is good. That's interesting. What's the name of the company? Can you guys put that in the chat?
I guess we'll find out, but earmuffs. Oh, that was not... I thought I had a great idea there, but it was not a great idea.
Or to hold it in place?
Well, yeah, but it completely prevents
use
you
your
from
finger.
getting in there with the brush.
Yeah. Finger is the best way I found.
You know, I got that feedback a lot when I was single.
Oh my god. Oh, we got leftover zip tie in here. Woo! Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, God.
So, what projects is everyone working on this week? Maybe not today, but what were you working on a few days ago? What's on the workbench? Tell me about your life!
Oh my god. It's like snowing off of this.
Let's back yours up a little.
Oh, God.
Okay, I don't want to unplug this entire Mobo, but I might end up doing that. Oh, actually, you know what? These aren't all separated because I think it's proprietary. This might be a lot easier. All these little front I/O pieces, they're all just a plug, it looks like.
Well, yeah, they've just got a wiring harness.
Bad. Just so
Yeah,
we
that's pretty
remember.
standard. Well, yeah, why would you want your slave labor having to do each one individually? God.
It's very dirty down there.
So did you hear that? That's what she said. Did you hear that Dell is trying to pull a lot of their manufacturing out of China just because they're worried about incoming sanctions? And, like, so much of their business is there that, like, if the U.S. cracked down hard on it and they had, like...
It would hurt Dell?
Like, they would suddenly be unable to ship 90% of their stuff.
Holy crap.
So they're just trying to, like, diversify out of there. And you know what? When you think about it on a global scale, yeah, you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket, like, in a single country.
I guess so, yeah.
If you're operating globally and, like, all your manufacturing's in China and, like, your sales are primarily in the U.S., let's say, right? Or let's say your sales are worldwide. Wouldn't you want to have like, India and other places too, where you could just spread it out, maybe take advantage of Brazilian protections, I think, where it's like you got to manufacture stuff locally. That's why the Master System was so popular there. It's because Sega actually made it in Brazil, so it's one of the only affordable, decent gaming systems, and stuff got ported to the Master System.
Okay.
That never should have got ported there. Like, generations later. All right, so let's see what projects everybody's got. How far back are we going? Screwdrivers Stanley. Mega Pro is their partner in production. I have both, and there are some differences. Loves a good screwdriver. That's Everything's Broken Garage. Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. TY, couldn't remember that name. Their screwdriver is much cheaper. And Everything is Broken Garage is working on a new Unraid server for my house and one for work. Mac84, I just did a video about a Power Mac G4 MDD I picked up for $20 that had some battle damage. Ooh,
battle damage.
I'm curious what kind of battle it would go to. It's not like a LAN, I would assume.
Spooky.
Did people have Apple LANs? Was that a thing? Did people ever do that?
I don't know.
Just, hey, we're all going to come to my place. We're playing King's Quest.
I think so. It wasn't just King's Quest.
It's just King's Quest. King's Quest 2, maybe King's Quest 3.
Come on.
Upgraded the SSD in my House of Moth, with one of DOS Dude's IDE SSDs. I feel accomplished and shall do nothing else. I will ride that feeling of I've done something today to the end of the day, into the next day. I get it. Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Sever, cutoff, server. Dell will probably move manufacturing to India or some other third world country, says Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. India's really been upping their manufacturing game recently. I know that they're kind of going toe-to-toe with like AliExpress and stuff and other China Direct things now.
Oh, neat.
Which I think is really interesting. I've gotten like little snippets into like Indian consumer markets and stuff. And it's interesting because like they've got such like a giant consumer base, but not necessarily the same wealth you might expect.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting to see like cars and shit that come out in India.
Well, if you were a member of the government in India and you looked at China's change that happened over the last 40 years or so, you'd be like, how can we also do that?
Not even 40 years. It was the Clinton administration was around the time that they opened up.
25, 30 years maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We are.
Well, do you remember your Sundairo Mantis?
Oh, yeah, right.
That was one of the first vehicles exported from China.
Sorry, gang.
Can you just back up this pile of dust that's right here? Alright, so Dan, I gave him a scooter one year. I bought a scooter on a whim. It was called a Sundairo Mantis. I'm putting it in the chat right now. It was
share an image there too if you want.
It was a scooter.
It's like a Zoom call almost.
Yeah, it was like a scooter that looked like a praying mantis. And it had not even 1,000 kilometers on it, and it was already in rough shape. I remember it had... it was a 2-stroke, and you had a little lever to adjust the mixture, like for how rich it was. But you remember you had to use it almost like a clutch. Like you'd have to start to like run it rich when you're sitting at a light, and then lean it out as you crank it. Do you remember that?
Oh, I never got that hard into the thing. I only owned it for a brief period of time till I was hit by a truck, or no, not a truck, a car, while riding it.
Let's see if we can find a picture of one from the front. I know that. Oh, you know what? This one gets a. It's not big enough. Let's see.
This is all color coded. I love it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll go with this one. Okay, so how do I put these pictures up? Do I have to save the picture?
Oh no, you just save the photo.
Okay.
And then open it up.
I'm just gonna boomer this right to your desktop.
Share it. That's how I live.
Yeah, I know.
And then share it as like present.
Slides.
Alright, we're going after the board.
Chairman of the board.
Okay, it's not. Apparently, it's not slides. Let's try that again. Not a video file. What the crap?
Oh, try your computer.
Yeah, but upload. It's only slides, PowerPoint, and PDF. You can't just.
Oh, you can't present.
No.
Maybe just present like a browser.
Yeah, I guess so. It's gonna have to be a share screen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but you can pick the screen. That's what I meant. Open it up in Window Viewer and then share it. And you can probably add it to the
That's
call.
not what I understand. Share screen to
Try it.
user
Click
mean.
on it. Hit select window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's pull this out into a separate one then.
Well, just share the picture and then open the picture in Window Viewer and then share that. Or is that
Yeah, let's see.
possible?
Let's find out.
Windows Picture or Image Viewer, whatever the base program. Photos, I think they call it now.
Something like this sketchiest, like Russian website.
Well, it was not a popular scooter, that's the truth.
Oh no! Did it exit? No, there it is. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm giving me a heart attack there. Holy mackerel! All this.
Jay from House of Us says, I used to date someone that had to be primed like that.
Look, I have done plenty of video producing. My problem is doing it from somebody else's computer with no notice. On a program I don't tend to use. I'm like OBS through and through. So this is all learning experience for me. Anyways, allow. Okay, so this is the Sundial Mantis.
There it is.
Yeah, look at this. You got the little Mantis like lights on the front. Man, this thing was rough. I bought it for $360 with like 800 kilometers on it, and it was in rough shape. Anyway,
Okay, here we go. Board coming up.
using StreamYard today. Dan's showing me the ropes on StreamYard. I've been using personally OBS and also Restream, and I haven't loved Restream on my own stuff. So Dan said we'd use this as an opportunity to see what StreamYard is like.
Well, shout out to the Macyak gang for making that possible.
Yeah, I may end up investing in a StreamYard subscription.
Okay, we have parts to clean.
Yes, we do. So let's do it.
Alright, let's get the focus back on this thing. There we go.
Getting my focus back is one of the struggles of everyday life.
I'm getting focus back. Yeah!
Look at how this fan is offset. This is hilarious. I love it.
Yep! JT, take it to the bridge. I mean, if we were true gentlemen, we'd repaste this thing too.
What do you mean? Oh, thermal?
Yeah. How hard is this heatsink to remove? That's what it boils down to for me.
Not hard. Just these 4 screws.
Okay, well then maybe
This is a very standard Intel heatsink.
we got tons of strings.
Yeah, I had a chunk catch my eye. Going in with the tweezers. Blech. You know what? If we're taking the heatsink off, then I'm just gonna remove. We have to remove the fan anyway.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we don't have to, but I'm gonna.
Shout out to President's Choice Blue Menu for this lovely beverage.
I was hoping that was somebody in the chat. All right, so let's do this corner to corner.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly clean up this case.
me done.
I'm bringing retro back. Man, that PC is a CSI. That PC is a CSI team's wet dream. Just thought we'd find more crime sites, you know? Like,
Hey, we only talk about dry dreams around here, folks.
no, that's O-Town.
The band O-Town.
Yeah, you know, I was, it was like 20 years later when I realized what O-Town really meant.
What? Oregon.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Also, didn't,
Really?
I didn't care.
Going to
about,
O-Town?
I didn't care about O-Town.
Remember their song Liquid Dreams? The 90s were not subtle. They were not subtle. They were the last bastion of still trying to have plausible deniability, but like, come on. All right, I think we're ready now for the heat sink.
Slide off? It should. Why is it not?
What are you talking about?
The top of this case.
It's
all just plastic.
clips. The
Yeah,
fuck?
but I don't think they're clipped onto anything. I think they're just there. Well, it's not the end of the world if we can't get this top off.
What about the side? Does the other side panel need to come off?
No, that one doesn't. It's riveted. It's riveting, Jerry.
Come back to me, Jerry.
Oh my God! Here, do you want to stop sharing the other application there so the window can normalize?
What?
Yeah, but have to do. Okay.
Still got a Klingon here.
Grab some Windex. Start cleaning
Oh,
up
look
this
at that thermal paste.
Oh gosh,
Is there anything left of it?
looks nice.
You gotta like. There we go. Yeah. You're right. This definitely needs thermal paste because what? Like,
It looks terrible.
look at this socket.
Yeah. It's gonna
Between the socket and the bottom of the heatsink.
Never seen a CPU that needed a vacuuming before.
Yeah.
Actually, this thing will probably look pretty spiffy when we're done with it. It's not
See,
in bad condition. It just needed a graphics card and some cleaning, I think.
the person who I bought this off
Oh
of
my God, it's like crystallized.
has a child that's got to be almost in middle school by now. That would have been born after the last time this computer was cleaned. In fairness, though, this computer has never been cleaned because he was not the kind of guy, like, he didn't know computer stuff.
Yeah, he just played games, you know. there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
exactly. Taking it apart was a scary thing to him. So, you know, people like that, they're not going to open it up in dust. They don't want to break it, but they don't realize that sometimes you got to maintain things or they will break.
that. Sometimes you gotta pull them apart.
Yeah, you got to get your car's oil changed. You know?
Tell that to our mother.
Yeah. Remember her car that never had the oil change?
That's exactly what I mean. Okay, love our mom, but she once owned a Hyundai Elantra and never had the oil changed.
Okay.
And the engine seized.
Did she ever tell you why she never got the oil change? It's actually really interesting.
No.
So she used to have a mechanic who, I guess, just really liked her as a person.
Yeah.
Who would just change her oil every time she got anything done on the car. So she thought every mechanic did that.
Oh.
So she's like, but it's been to the shop plenty of times. And I'm like, yeah, but did you ever say to change your oil? Like, no, they just do that for you. Like, no, they don't.
Oh no.
She thought that was just like a service that was included with shops, like
That's
every
fair.
time you go in, because she went to the same guy for like 20 or 30 years and he like retires.
Right.
She goes to somebody else, and I don't know, like, if they, I don't know, maybe it's like
Ooh.
family history or whatever
Look at
there.
this.
Yeah. What?
A little bit of rust.
Rust?
Starting
Where?
right at the bottom.
Here, you want to show people?
I do. Okay.
Bathtub full of isopropyl alcohol. Garth Beagle got to run. See ya.
Later, Garth.
The general rule is that however someone applies thermal paste, it's the wrong way. If they adjust and use the right way, then that will become the wrong way. Yeah, that's actually why whenever we do computer stuff, I always try to not
Right up here.
include the a shot of the thermal paste application.
Okay. I'm gonna clean the inside with Windex. I'm doing the Beverly Hills Cop fart theme.
Yes. Do you want to Do you want to wipe the
Well,
heatsink? It needs. You need to have somebody
Take
go
this.
between the cheeks.
And take these. Go to town.
Not a Q-tip kind of ISO guy. I usually like to use. Paper towel.
Oh, if you want, here's a sheet of paper towel.
Yeah, that's what. It's my weapon of choice. Because you can go with this, or you can go with that, or you can go with this, or you can go with that, or you can go with us. Oh, Christopher Danson.
Oh, we're losers.
Losers who keep winning. I
All I
think
do is win, win, win.
no matter what.
Gotta get the 30 YouTube bucks.
Maybe use a little much there, so I'm gonna also clean the socket. Oh my god.
Much better.
Holy crap. It's like, yeah, got like little like caterpillar rolls here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that thing perfectly flat again, eh?
I know. That's why I like to have the toya. These.
Ever since I started eating all that chocolate, you know,
You what?
I'm not flat anymore.
Nah.
I'm pointy.
Real men have curves.
Real men have pointy breasts.
You know, when I used to play dodgeball, I would always say real throws have curves.
All right, let's see what people are saying here.
See if the chat likes dodgeball humor. They don't. They're not responding. They're all just saying, "See ya, Garth."
Oh, you know what, Stacey, you did catch us up there. Thank you very much.
Catch what up?
On chat.
Yeah. This gives me an idea as to what to do with the many old X64 PCs I have. Is it clean them live on stream or turn them into Steam boxes?
Man, speaking of X64, here's a really cool project that's coming up. It's in the planning phases right now, but this is an Asus A8V board that we're going to be putting into...
Really? I used to have an A8V Deluxe. That was like
This is
the...
an A8V Deluxe.
That was the board that I had in my first 64-bit computer.
And
My first one, I can't believe this, was an A7N8X.
it's going to go in this case, which people might recognize as a Chief Tech or an Antec or an Alienware Dragon. This is not the Alienware model, sadly, but the other things that we picked up for it
Man, Alienware was so cool before Dell bought them.
are yellow cable braiding, yellow SATA cables, IDE cables. We're going to do a classic blue and yellow, like, mid-2000s LAN machine, which is something that Stace and I can relate to very well. We used to go to LANs right in that era to play games like Counter-Strike, the original StarCraft. Oh, what else was there?
Primarily,
What was
Counter-Strike.
popular?
Day
Unreal
of Defeat.
Tournament. Day of Defeat wasn't that... Yeah, to some degree.
Yeah, the 3.1 or 3.2 or whatever it was.
Big tournaments back in the day were definitely Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Counter-Strike was the big ticket event. It would happen the whole
What were
time,
the other
remember?
shooters back then, though? I feel like there were...
UT3 was already kind of going out of style.
How am I having a hard time with this? Well, that was when, like, competitive Halo, the original game, was still really popular, too, like, on Xbox.
I remember I played San Andreas for the first time at a 200-person LAN party. And that's also where I saw Battle Royale.
The first LAN party I ever went to was at the Delta Hotel. Huge. That was the coolest
Was that
thing.
Bronx LAN?
No, that was the one AYB that happened at the Delta.
Oh.
Yeah, that was, like, the first one that I got into. My buddy Alex Rise and I went there. Holy crap, was that ever cool. Battlefield 2, that was super popular then, yeah. Warcraft 3, that was another super popular. Yes, okay. Guys,
Dota, I
we're
think, was...
figuring this out. Dota, yeah.
Well, I don't think Dota was a thing yet. But
It was
near the...
probably still a TFT,
Oh, it was a Warcraft 3...
like, use map settings thing, right?
it was a Warcraft 3 mod. Defense of the
Frozen
Ancients.
Throne, yeah.
Oh, right, TFT. Sorry, I thought you were talking about TF2.
Oh, no, Team Fortress, there's another one. People like playing Team Fortress. Call of Duty OG, yeah.
Gary's mod.
Oh, God, classic. You know what game I loved back then, but didn't get much steam locally was The Dawn of War, the original Warhammer RTS game.
Yeah,
I
you
really like that earning system instead of mining. You know, capturing requisition sources, and the strength of your army was based on how much territory you can pull.
Yeah, they turned it into a thing later where it's just building buildings and stuff, right?
No, it started like that. Then the second one had no building.
That's what I'm thinking of. I remember they had a really big change in format.
Yeah. Here, let me bring this over here.
Oh man, there is.
That's what I mean. I've never seen a chip that needed a dusting. Let's just get the whole board. Give her a good whack. Good. That's fine.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, I'm good.
Quick once over. Oh god.
Yeah. And just plenty over there. You want the big buck?
Yeah. Okay, that should be enough. Yeah.
Nice thing about these cheap PCs is you can. I've got a big box copy of Dawn War.
Sweet. That's
Yeah.
a great game.
You can just you can manhandle these a little bit and like whatever. If we static something up, like static isn't the concern it once was.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the chances of us ruining this board today are quite slim, but we're also not.
Like I can't
acting
tell.
like
Like
jerks.
I think this might just be stained. Like
Here, let's feel it. Yeah, that feels smooth. Just wipe the oils off from my finger and we're good. Okay, I'll grab a tube of paste.
All right, and we'll have to turn all the cameras away for this. See, what I like to do, everybody, is I like to just cover the entire thing in thermal paste, and then once I've got that, I bounce another layer on top.
Oh my god.
And then what you do is when you squish it on top, you want to make sure that it completely fills the entire slot as it comes down. It's not thermally conductive. It's fine.
Okay, what chip is this anyway? Does it say on the back? It should.
Yeah, it does. It should say right there.
We might need a flashlight.
Oh, no, you just need to get the right light. Intel Core i7 2600.
Cool.
That was a 2700 for some reason. Come on, just
Alright.
just show it. All right. Now, ladies.
Yeah, don't let me.
What's cooler than being cool? Winnipeg. It's freezing. You want to maybe
Around
hold this? I think it's
02.
gonna fall and
Okay.
hit some pins.
Yeah, it's okay. Around 0204, played a lot of Wolfenstein and RTCW at our local lands, as well as UT 2K4. Yeah, 2K4 was popular.
So I'm normally
show
just
every
like the
tubes.
small P kind of guy. What are you?
Jay likes to spread the paste with his nacho crumbed fingers.
See, the real trick when you're eating nachos or Doritos at the computer or while gaming, chopsticks. It's just neckbeard things, but like sometimes you don't want to get your fingers dirty or greasy or whatever, because even if you wipe them down, it's still going to get on your controller a bit or your keyboard or your mouse, right? It's all about chopsticks. Okay, so I think that's probably fine, right? Everybody, you happy with this? Oh my god, that's all wrong. No, you know what we're going to do? We're going to line it up. You see, like with the center of
The Death Star window, or the
TIE Fighter. Yeah, we're just going to smush it. And I just want you all to know that this is your punishment for who you are as a person. You have to watch this now.
Please like and subscribe. Oh, we didn't put the Patreon link in the description, did we?
Nope.
All right. Well, do
Yeah.
that.
I'm trying to remember where the CPU fan plugged in. Oh, there it is. Because I
It's right
got
there.
it. Yeah,
Oh, you
no,
got
it's right there.
crusties falling off here. Hang on. That's not it's quite a bit.
Yeah, it would have been some of the rolls from.
Okay.
All right. Docking procedure commencing. No, 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 you're a little off. You're a little off. You're a little off. No, correct your yaw. Ka-chunk. See, this is why we use auto docking procedures. Excuse me, sir. Sir, your code is old, but it checks out.
Code or coat?
Code. No, it's
I
an
know,
older
I
code.
know,
sir.
I know.
It's an older coat.
Oh, it looks like we can't add that to the description.
Did that get?
Okay, well, for interest's sake, what we will do is...
You can do it through YouTube itself.
I guess so. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Content. Alive.
Content is king. Oh, if you're in there anyway, now you can change. Here, let me. You finish screwing this down. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's make sure it doesn't screw up our broadcast.
Of course, but
Yeah.
you just keep screwing that stuff, and I'll take.
Which sides
Yeah,
were
it
you
is.
working on?
I just did this one. You need to do this corner. I'm only doing them like a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we call this? We give the Austin Powers PC a full Brazilian.
Yeah.
And patreon.com/Canadian Computer Collector.
Well, here, just hit Control V.
Did you copy it?
There you
Oh.
Okay, board is
Um,
just about ready to go.
Oh, and then we have to say it's not made for kids.
Plug in the fan. There we go.
And
All right, let's slide this bad boy back in place. Oh, you know what? We got to do that power supply quickly. Because the power supply needs to go to first. So, here's a little trick I've got for these guys.
oh God, that is fuzzy wuzzy.
Use some compressed air on this bad boy.
I don't wanna.
Okay, so hang on. Take this.
You're supposed to do it any other way. Yeah, I know. I know.
Hang on. Now hit it like down. Good. Now hit it from this side.
If that's a dial-up modem, I would leave it out.
Okay, solid advice.
Oh, did you know monetization on?
Do we not?
Now we do.
Well, StreamYard only can go so far, my friend.
We gotta remember that next time before we go live. Oh well, it's fine. Y'all came along for the ride for free because we love you.
Well, this isn't a money-making channel.
No, it is not.
This is a
But we love you.
passion project.
Passionate farts.
That's my name on Epic Games.
You don't need to dox yourself, bruh.
Yeah, it's okay. I dropped a 50
Wait, hold on
the other
hold
day.
on. Let me just give this a layer of dust. Here we go.
Lovely. And back in goes the power supply.
Sorry, is there a dial-up modem in here?
Did someone spot a dial-up modem?
No, we've got a, in place of the floppy drive, though, we have a single USB 3.0 port. That is modern, my friends.
Actually, it's a single on the front, and then it connects to this also on the back. So it's a single on the front and a single on the back. For some reason, remember to keep tapping the focus on that there, big guy.
But the one on the back, where did it run to?
Down here.
Oh,
That's a PCI slot single USB 3 port.
Oh, okay. So this one, right? This one hangs out the back, and then it connects from here to the one that goes in the front panel.
That's right.
Okay.
It uses inside, like USB inside the machine. to
USB
connect
A to
both.
USB A is a cursed connection that should never exist. It's not supposed to, and yet it happens. I have those like laptop fan cooling stand things, not because I need it for cooling, but more so because I just need it to like lift my laptop up.
Here.
And yeah, they always use USB A to A, and I hate it.
Oh, these angles.
Here, you want me to just hold it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you could, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of screws in here. So
Where are you putting them in?
Fun to hold into the board.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it won't be fun, but you know, you do what you got to do for the content.
Well, remember we have another camera to satisfy as well.
See, this is
This isn't the driver that I wanted.
not the drivers you're looking for.
Oh, here it is.
Well, of course I know.
Orby
It's me.
Warren Kenorby. Okay, well, let's check out the chat. What do we got here?
The mullet of USB.
Yeah, it truly is.
Yeah, to go along with the chest hair build with the Austin Powers. Yeah, baby. Who watched that short? I've been bugging Dan to make a short just showing off how fuzzy this computer was for like a week. And then he finally does it, and it's doing really well.
It went nuts. It's done better than any like regular video I've ever
Actually,
made. It's like 5,000 views in the first day.
let's see where it's at right now. Let's go live. We're going into the... oh, yeah, got to restart it because I'm on the front. Okay. It is, yeah, it's at 5.0K views right now. Oh, and it's plateaued.
Oh, okay. Well, you know how YouTube works, right? Can't let the normies have success for too long.
No. Average percentage viewed 110%.
Wow.
That's what sports guys are like. You gotta give it 110%. We've already given it 110%. YouTube.
Little did we know that they were talking about YouTube viewers.
I go out of my way to ignore
There
YouTube
we go.
shorts. Hate them with a passion, no matter who publishes them. That's fair. I used to hide reels from my Facebook.
Well, you know
over
what
and
kills
over.
me about all this crap is it's all just like TikTok wannabe garbage. You know, this is a rant that I've had for a while. Is that
Stop.
modern tech companies are idea bankrupt, and all they do is that when someone comes up with a new idea, they all race to copy it. Like,
Into that camera.
I mean, Facebook even turned into Twitter, right? Like, as soon as Twitter got popular, like, we need a newsfeed, you know? Like, it's everyone copying each other, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, Instagram comes
Zero
along.
originality.
They buy up Instagram. Snapchat comes along. They start to make their own disappearing messages, and Snapchat makes stories. They make stories. Like, every social media platform is trying to be every platform, when instead they would all be fine if they just stuck to the one thing they do well. Instagram sticks to, just square photos,
yeah.
like no discourse, just photos, for photographers and crap. Yeah, Snapchat for nudes. Facebook for general social.
You know, it's funny. He didn't have his RAM dual channeled either.
Spread that rant like thermal paste, boy, says House of Moth. So he says like, bwah,
Boy.
bwah. Yeah, spread it by having it all in one little small pea-sized nugget, and then just squish it down until it gets all over everything.
It's like the start of the French word for drink. Boisson. Spread that thermal paste.
Boissevin. Old man yells at cloud. I used to be with it, and then they changed what it was, and what I was with was no longer it. And what was it was something new and scary. It all happened to you.
Okay, we need to put that new GPU in there. And this solid state drive, 500 gig Western Digital, I don't know if we want to actually use this in here. Did you have a drive for it or no?
Yeah, I brought one.
Okay.
It's a 500 gig Western Digital.
Oh, you brought another 500? Okay, well,
Do you want to just use this
This
one?
already has a Windows install.
Yeah, then let's just use that
You
one.
own this one still, so...
Wait, sorry, that one's mine too?
Yeah, you bought this a long time ago.
Oh, for that MacBook,
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah, well, screw it. Let's toss this one out. I don't care.
How are we supposed to mount a drive? Oh, God. It uses a full-size drive again.
It's an SSD. We can just
Yeah, but if we're going to try and move this thing afterward, we don't want it to be half-assed, right?
yeah, but that's gonna come later because if I'm putting a spinning disk drive in there as storage, it's gonna be with a caddy of some sort.
It doesn't have to be.
Well, where would that mount?
I just pulled a 3.5-inch terabyte out of that Power Mac G5.
Okay. Put it in the floppy bay.
I'm not sure.
That's what Mr. Tech Gadget says. DJ Craze, wait, it's for the MacBook? It already has Windows installed on it? Listen, I bought it for a MacBook, and it has just become a general purpose SSD around here. We've installed Windows on it.
Yeah, we've done a lot of
I
things.
actually, I
Okay,
use
you know
that.
what? We'll just put a caddy on this
Yeah.
later. But there's... Where are those 2 drives? They might be in the bin with all the other parts.
So I also ended up using that one. Dan has this older Core 2 Quad 6600 gaming PC that was pretty awesome for its day. And I was trying to play around with overclocking it, but for anybody who remembers overclocking in that era, oh, it was rough. So I was using this SSD and like corrupting my Windows install like regularly.
Over and over.
Yeah, so that's why it has Windows on it. And then it just kind of became a drive we have Windows on because I never got around to caring about pulling apart that 09 MacBook. Jeez, man. Oh God. So you're wearing a McLaren shirt? Yeah. So I have a Formula One channel.
Okay.
Fiends. I will
Where did these drives end up?
toss it in the chat.
Where did I put these hard
Mac 84, you would love this Core 2 Quad. It is awesome. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. I think we tossed a 3 gig, like 7950 or something in it. It has a couple small issues. Like one of the there's dual fans on the dual tower cooler, which is a big part of why I wanted to overclock it because it really had potential. But like, yeah, one of those fans no longer spun, and no matter what I was doing, I couldn't get the Mobo temperature down. I think it was blanking on the. It's not VRAM, is it? What are the modules on the motherboard? They'd hit like 100 degrees. When I could get the rest of the system stably under like 80 degrees, I was getting this thing up like 4 gigahertz, like really, really pushing it. But like I couldn't get it. I had one. Oh, I wish I had saved my settings, and like I wasn't worrying about jotting them down because I thought I was recording it, but the recording didn't pan out.
Okay.
But I had a stable overclock, and I tried to push another 200 megahertz, and it wasn't stable. And then when I backed it off, I just couldn't get it stable again, even at that setting, and I just gave up on it.
So here's a 1 terabyte, 3.5 inch Seagate.
So DJ Cray says, that's okay. I have several drive I used for testing, and one day while working on a rubber bottom MacBook, I put a drive I thought was Mac OS X 10.9, turned out to be Windows 10, and the thing booted. Yeah, you know what? That would actually be pretty cool, just tossing in a Windows drive into a MacBook and seeing what happened. Mac 84, my Core 2 Quad was built in 08, and I had Crossfire Dual ATI 4670 cards. It was a beast of a UT3 machine. Oh yeah, almost certainly.
Okay. Wait, is this... Yeah, okay, good. So I gotta pull these screws off the sides.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get a slightly better angle on that for you. For the viewers. For your health.
We do it all for you.
Look
Look at us repurposing parts from that Power Mac G5 already. Yeah, it's funny. People were saying in the comments on some of the posts that I made about it that, oh crap, that. Oh, you know what we should do, Stace, is share this on social too.
Oh, good call.
Wait, it says live 14. Did anything change, folks, on your end?
Oh, that's probably when we changed the name of the video.
Oh, I hope this doesn't turn into 2 streams now.
Well, let's take a look.
I would be very disappointed if...
I mean, we didn't lose any of our viewers, remember?
No, that's true.
Let's take a look.
All right.
It's in the book. No, it's still saying that we're all live. Good to go.
Great.
Somebody disliked this? Piece of
How
crap.
dare they?
3 likes and 1 dislike.
I'll have them know. I'm
We're
the Pope of Chili Town.
we're all about transparency here. So ever since YouTube took away the dislike ratio, we're giving it to you live.
We're giving you our live dislikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
take a big old dump on that like button.
Papa's screw collection.
It's right here.
No. This is something that didn't have screws previously.
Why don't we just keep using the screws?
Because we need those to put fans and things back in.
No, but the screws that came in the drive.
Yeah, they didn't... Like there was no drive in here when we started.
Yeah, but there were screws in the drive that you put in there.
Oh no, those are for fitting into the Power Mac. Like those go into a slot.
Yeah, but they're still screws.
Yeah, they're huge.
I know. Just use them anyway.
We will be okay without them. Shockingly.
What? I refuse to believe this. Adam disliked it. I saw it. You know what nobody likes? A snitch.
But still, get Adam in here.
Yeah, no, we'll deal with him later.
You know what we might need? Is the tiny screwdriver.
Everybody confirming no changes. That's good. That's good. Oh, right. I'm going to share this. Let's do it.
Just share it on at least Facebook and Twitter and stuff. There should be links in the social folder on Mozilla.
I was going to share it on mine real quick, Foist.
Oh, that's alright, yeah.
Bow!
Okay, that went in. And the side's fighting a little.
Cleaning a hairy PC. That's what I'm going to say.
Smaller.
I shared it 30 minutes ago on the Twatter. Thanks. Did you tag you on?
There we go.
Personally. Along with like the location of his jet. And then people will notice. At least he will.
He will do this.
One thing I hate about making F1 content is how much F1 content is people like, oh, so go on Twitter. Like, no, let me stop you right there. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what happened to WTF1 and because they fired their hosts. And at first I was like, okay, so let's like go to their Twitter. I spent like maybe 2 minutes on there and I thought, oh, right, I hate this platform so much. I hate being on here. There's nothing of value. It just amplifies negative messages. And then I just went to search up other sources and everything was much better. Twitter, like on the totem pole of social media, you got Twitter at the bottom, above all the dead ones, right? Then like of ones that are still around, right above Twitter is Reddit. As somebody who's been on Reddit for many years, yeah. It's kind of like where like Warhammer slotted in on the nerd totem pole, like right above LARPing. Just in terms of like, you know, like the pecking order of nerddoms. It's hard to say where they all go, but all I knew was that miniatures felt like LARPing was too weird for us. I tagged all of the things. I still prefer MySpace. You know what, man? I had MySpace for a week before Facebook got released to the general public. But I also had High Five. Anybody remember High Five?
Oh, God, yeah.
You can still go add my like 15, like my profile on High Five from when I was 15 years old. It's still out there, man. I only had one friend on MySpace. Was it Tom? Because everybody had Tom as a friend on MySpace. Oh, everything is Broken Garage. That's why you need to be on Mastodon. You know, I always make an account on every one of these just to first of all claim my name and to also be like, oh, I was there from the start. Like I made a Twitter account in 2009. Primarily, that account saw use in, I think it was like 2012 or 2013 when I went to go watch the NASL, like the North American StarCraft League in Toronto. And there's like, to enter a contest, tweet at this. So like, for like a week there, I'm just tweeting constantly to enter contests. And then right back to nothing. It was Tom. Well, you know what, man? Tom had a lot of friends, but nobody made
Tom had a big heart.
Nobody made a movie about him. Oh, what movie was it? What was that one about like being TSA? And he's got like a whole bit about Craig from Craigslist fighting Tom from MySpace.
I can't remember.
And that was like a major plot device in the movie. That was his bit?
Is that Funny People, maybe?
Oh no, but Funny People was like more real, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
So I thought the whole thing was he wanted to go do stand up or whatever, and like
it was about like living
TSA
with a
movie.
famous comedian as a young guy coming up and kind of seeing all the sadness, the loneliness.
yeah. Who would have thought that a job that has you touring constantly would make it difficult to create lasting, meaningful relationships? What?
Raise your hand.
I think that was the Tom and Pammy movie.
Oh, I watched the series of that, and it was actually quite good.
Sorry, what?
There's a 1 hour drama about Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee.
Well, today I learned something.
You kind of feel bad for her afterward because, like, she had a miscarriage and everyone was terrible to her in the public and all that. And,
Oh, really?
why won't this go back in this clip?
Hold on.
This bastard. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, probably. There we go. It's in.
Okay.
One more thing to wrap it around.
Still has a dust plug in the SPDIF port, so I'm just going to put that back.
SPDIF, excellent. You'll love to see it.
SPDIF.
Paschetti.
People who say Paschetti are the kind of people who say February, Library.
I think the name Bob is hilarious.
Uh-huh. They say appreciate instead of appreciate.
We've painted a very clear picture of someone we don't even know right now.
Yeah.
Just people we've seen.
We call it a straw man.
Okay, yeah. This is...
Dan's got them walking farts. Yeah.
Dana!
We call it crop dusting here.
Okay. Have we caught up on chat for the most
Shout out
part,
to
or-
Dana Does Stuff. I think so.
What up?
I've been
Dana?
keeping up with it pretty
Kardashian?
well. Yeah, keeping up. Why would anybody care about keeping up with OJ's lawyer? But apparently they did. And, no, I'm the fool.
The family of OJ's lawyer.
Pass the OJ because I got juice.
I wonder if we can mount this solid state up here. Maybe.
Laid more chicks than Mother Goose.
Tom Green.
Yeah.
Check the OR. Organized Rhyme. If you haven't seen it, if you like Tom Green, he used to be a rapper here in Canada originally, and his group was called Organized Rhyme,
Yeah,
which is
Check the OR.
a fantastic name.
If you like it so far, like and subscribe.
Oh, God.
Check the OR. You like it so far? Check the OR. You like it so far?
You
Check-
love the OR. Oh, here we go. Ready to to play rough.
I don't remember anything beyond that.
Organized Rhymes here to start it up. You got some problem with your mouth, you better shut it up.
Yeah. Tom Green also recently was getting recognition for being the only person that didn't give Monica Lewinsky a hard time. He had her on his show, and not once did they mention the whole like Bill Clinton thing.
Really?
Yeah, they just did fun stuff for an hour.
That's great.
Yeah,
Tom
and now
Green is funny.
later people are looking back on this like, wow, he was like so visionary, and apparently he was just like, look, I saw everybody just being really mean to this young woman, and I thought, why don't you just come show people that you're just like a normal person.
Well, Lord knows Jay Leno was probably like,
It's probably mine.
let's bust out that GPU. Let's put some of this crap away too. Get that thermal paste out of here.
Case fan.
In Newfoundland, we have Gazebo Unit, which you can find on YouTube. That's
Also, I don't remember the name of the band, but there's an Australian punk band that made a song called "I'm on Smoko." Smoko
Oh,
is
yeah,
apparently
the Chats.
smoker. I'm
Yeah.
on Smoko,
They're
so
called
leave me alone.
Called the Chats.
So good.
The Chats are fantastic.
They slap. You know what? Like, good music transcends whether or not, like,
They got rude tudes, but they're not quite crude.
he's got rude dude. He's got attitude and batitudes. So show him some latitude and you'll win his gratitude.
Okay, I gotta find some SATA cables.
Nickelback. Yeah, I bought 2 packs of M&M for 50 cents, and my friend said, "That's ludicrous. How can you waste your money like that?"
Ugh.
I didn't even get a Nickelback.
I knew that was coming still.
I'll just take my Prozac to get over it. Oh.
Apologies to the viewer.
I'm actually wondering if this power supply is going to be able to handle this graphics card.
Well, it's
It's a 460 watt, not
Oh,
rated
really?
for shit. Well,
it's got the twin, but
we'll see.
ugh.
Well, you know what? I had the option between this when I was hunting for graphics cards, and I think an RX Vega 56 for roughly the same price.
Worst case Ontario, I have a 1 gigabyte card that can be put in here,
But-
it's a 1 gig.
But how many watts does that thing draw? It looks like it's pretty beefy.
I don't even know.
Well, what model is it? Also, it needs to be AMD.
Oh, well, it's not AMD.
Yeah, because to make a Steam box, so for getting back on track here, folks, if you want to make a AMD, so if you want to make a Linux gaming machine with a dedicated graphics card, it has to be AMD because NVIDIA isn't doing Linux drivers. I think they only just started with like this generation or something.
Okay.
And Intel will do it, but obviously we don't have an ARC graphics card because this machine's being done on the cheap. And what?
I timed it perfectly with you removing the bag.
I don't think you did. Anyway, you got to use an AMD graphics card.
Okay.
Will this thing even fit? Look
Well,
how
let's
big
give it a
this.
try. That.
So I've never
this
heard.
is ridiculous.
I've never heard of Red Devil before, but it's come up in my feed twice this week. Apparently, they make pretty good cards.
Okay.
Look at this thing. Look at that. That's
Yeah,
that's a nice. Like, let me just like the quality of this backplate. Like this is.
The size of that can only be described as violent.
You know, I'm gonna have to get forklift certified to put this in.
Hang on.
I love that forklift certified is like a meme.
Hang on a second.
Okay. I found a Laserdisc player under my bed. I need help, says Mac84. House of Moth says, is it the inflatable kind? Everything is broken garage. Steve, but do you remember putting it there, or are they now self-replicating? Replicators. For anybody who watched Stargate all the way through, like to Atlantis and Universe and everything, replicators.
And then the neighbors crash their bottles.
Oh, is that what that was?
It's just people in the back lane.
Oh, okay. I thought that I thought
neighbors.
thought my voice had like resonated in something.
Negative.
Yeah, let's put all that stuff in before we put this Chungus graphics card in. This thing will for sure be able to boot and idle. My question is, will it be able to hold under load? If it can't, I may have to come back and upgrade the power supply on this, which is probably fine.
Yeah, power supplies are cheap anyway.
Yeah, we don't have any spare ones anymore right now, right? That
Not anymore.
was it a 700 watt that went into our dad's computer?
It's like a 7 or an 8, actually.
Stay
It was
tuned
like-
for that.
It was
Dan-
pretty... Yeah, that's a video that's going to be coming out pretty soon, too.
Yeah, Dan and I ran into a lot of unexpected obstacles.
We
which-
built a gaming PC for our dad for Christmas and then recorded the process. But, like...
an original Thermaltake Landboy.
Yeah, and I sanded the case down, repainted it, like, we did
In my attic.
everything.
I should show you the aftermath. There's red on the walls, on the carpet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we thought we had
Trouble
like
for that or
no, Kaylee was just like, well, it's fine, because like I just now have permission to wreck stuff with crafts too, and I'm like, wait, what? No, that's no. I was like, if anybody was likely to do damage to this house from crafting activities, it was me, and I'm glad that you did it first. And I was like, well, I'm happy that you're not upset, but I don't like that you think this is like precedent
It's
setting.
like open season.
Like, what's gonna happen is once it warms up, we'll go back up to the attic, which is finished, by the way,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna like treat the carpet. You can apparently get spray paint out of carpet, but then I'm probably gonna have to paint up there. But it's fine because we wanted to paint the attic anyway because it's kind of just.
I would paint that attic.
Well, it's just white, and we want to make it a little more fun. So, Dana does stuff. Loves Stargate. Yes, 17 solid seasons. You've got
State's a huge Stargate fan.
10 of SG-1, 5 of Atlantis, and 2 of Universe. And Universe has half of it of, I'd say the equivalent of about half a season of just absolute garbage. And then it really finds its mark by the time it's already canceled, which really sucks. Like, the first season is good. Like, but near the end of the first season, the beginning of the second season is absolute garbage. and then it gets good again, and then it's over, and it's rough. Really cool story though, all of it, and the writers seem to keep everything fresh for so long. Like, it's really impressive. Filmed in Canada too. Yeah, that's why the Kelownans are called Kelownans, because it's filmed in Kelowna.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Miles O'Brien is the head of the Kelownans. They're this weird, like, 1940s alien race. Like, they're on about 1940s Earth technology. And they just, like, they discover explosives, like C4 from the Stargate people. And so they do all these crazy, like, antics to try and get their hands on C4 because they don't realize there's, like, bigger and better weapons out there. They're really fun antagonistic species. And Barrie, Ontario is not just a real place. It's where the world's largest dodgeball festival happens. And for people who don't know my dodgeball background, I created the largest dodgeball league in Canada from 2015 to 2020. And I used to go to the Barrie National Dodgeball Festival every year. And the last year we were signed up for, 198 teams were signed up. It's awesome. You stay in the dorms at the university there, and then you just play dodgeball in the Holly Rec Center arena. And so they've got like 2 full hockey arenas split into like 16 dodgeball courts. It's awesome. They've got a beer garden. It's happening again actually this year. I think like usually it's around Mother's Day weekend-ish. Woof, can you dodge a wrench? There's so many better references in that movie. Like, you know, like I remember when I discovered I had testicular cancer, like Lance Armstrong was laying it really thick. I'm like, so like what life-altering thing happened that's keeping you from being in that championship? Like what kind of cancer were you diagnosed with? Or the chest at the end that says Deus Ex Machina on it because the original story was written to have them lose the tournament, but the producers didn't like it and forced them to change it, and so they were just really salty about it.
That's funny.
Also, I don't have to drink my own urine, but I like to because it's sterile. Or no, because it's sterile. I like the taste. That's it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like there's so many, or you know, Chuck Norris, and the word that precedes that you can't say on YouTube anymore. What else was fun in that movie? Oh yeah, that's a bold move, Cotton. It's a great reference.
People use that one all the time. So.
Also, the sport of dodgeball owes its existence to that movie because 2004 the dodgeball movie comes out, 2005 the first dodgeball league start up.
Yeah,
Gee,
exactly.
I wonder how that happened.
Here, let's move this up a bit. I'm just because we don't have a adapter bracket yet. I'm just taping this down to the bottom here.
Really, you couldn't just screw the bottom of it in through here?
No. It was, and you don't want to touch any of that while it's on. So this will work for now.
You could also shove it up here.
I already tried test fitting the screw holes on stuff, and you can only get one screw in, and I don't want to just leave one in. But yeah, this is only temporary anyway, because we're grabbing a bracket. Okay.
I mean, if taping it to the bottom works, I might just leave it. I kind of like the way that looks.
Yeah, it's slick.
It'd also be good for cooling.
I wiped the bottom down with alcohol first, so it would actually stick to it, not dirt.
It will be good for cooling.
Okay, so we're close to ready to pop.
Okay, so Chuck Norris
graphic
fact
generator?
generator. I just want to say, before the Chuck Norris fact generator, there was the Vin Diesel fact generator, which I spent months quoting when I was in high school. And then the Chuck Norris fact generator comes out. And then suddenly me and my buddy Dan Peters, who had been saying Vin Diesel facts, and people saying, don't you mean Chuck Norris facts? Like, no! We've been doing
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah,
It
every
started with
year,
Vin Diesel.
every year on his birthday, Vin Diesel chooses one lucky infant to be hurtled into the sun. And did you know that Vin Diesel sleeps on a bed of broken glass, which gives him near perfect posture?
Oh my god, it actually fits. Okay.
That is impressive.
Let me figure out one thing.
One screw is all you need. That's right, everything is broken, Garage. I agree with you, but Dan isn't as jank as I am. His tolerance for jankiness is much lower.
You gotta have some semblance of a tolerance for jankiness.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of some jank. My favorite, the Vin Diesel fact that I submitted, that's why it's my favorite, was Vin Diesel carved the continents out of Pangea with this stream of urine. I work on VWs. Oh man, let me tell you some stories. I used to have a Mark I Rabbit as like my winter car in high school. And I remember pulling it out of storage after the summer was over, and the rear wheels had just, like the brakes had just rusted on. and I dragged the rear wheels down our street until they freed up, and it was fine. Also, I had a cracked distributor cap, so anytime there was any moisture in the air, like at all, like it was almost gonna rain, the thing just wouldn't start. And so what I would do is I would put it in gear, and I would crank it while the car was like bucking forward with my foot to the floor until eventually it would essentially like jump start itself.
Okay, so this thing fits, but the ram tabs are pushing it downward a little.
Not really.
Like a bit, but
I'll just screw it in here for support, and we're good.
yeah, I mean it's gonna work, but it's just
Well, you're not taking the ram out while the card's in. Actually, no, that's fine, because you can take the ram out from the other side. That side doesn't normally move, right?
What's that?
You can take the ram out by just opening on this side.
No, yeah,
because
it's
that
fine.
side
I'm
doesn't
just
have
saying
to.
we're just putting pressure on this card.
That's fine. I mean, plastic is putting pressure on a metal plate. It's fine.
Okay, so our USB from the front.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell some more jank Volkswagen stories. So my Rabbit had a axle that was going, and so every time you went around a corner in gear, it sounded like somebody was whacking the undercarriage with a crowbar. So I just coasted around corners for like 6 months until it finally snapped. What are some other fun stories? Oh yeah, one time the clutch cable broke. But it wasn't the clutch cable itself, it was just the bracket. But apparently you can use just a Mark II cable which doesn't need the bracket. So I didn't have money for a tow truck. So I learned how to drive a stick without a clutch, like in the heat of battle.
Yeah, I had to do that with that old Ranger that I had.
Yeah, I remember, that was like learning how to start from a dead stop. Like that was wild. And I got it to the mechanics. I then had a Mark II turbo diesel Jetta. Those are fun. That is all 4 limbs required to start that thing. You got left hand for the choke, you got the right hand on the key, the left foot on the clutch pedal, and the right foot giving a little bit of gas.
Kind of sound like you said chode.
Yeah. You just have the left hand on the chode. Then you would have to turn it on, and if it was below -10, you would have to idle it for about half an hour just to get it warm enough to move, and the thing would sputter if the turbo spooled. So I'm essentially driving around with like 40-something horsepower, shifting at like 1,800 RPM. People would honk at me just for trying to get up to the speed limit. Oh, man. I still wouldn't mind marrying a VW 1200 or 1600 single port to a 3-wheeled Cushman meter made for fun. Oh, that would be a hoot, but man, I don't know, those air-cooled Volkswagen engines, like, I used to love Beetles until I sat in a Beetle and tried, like, I would never want to drive a Beetle. I think they look so cool, but the experience is not something I particularly love. I don't like the ergonomics of it, or the pedals coming up. Like, I don't like it. They're weird to me. I had a Mark III Jetta where, depending on like the last time you hit a big bump, was what would work and what wouldn't. So the sunroof would open, no matter what, but it would only close if the left turn signal worked, and the left turn signal worked depending on the last time you hit a bump. It would either work or not work.
That's a little bit of jank. Well, it looks like we've lost our droid cam.
Oh, we have. I felt the... Oh, I think the phone might have run out of bats.
Oh, okay, we can plug it in.
I felt it just vibrate there. All right. So I'm going to pull that off the screen for a bit while we're doing that.
Yep.
Just remove? Or
Just go back to the single...
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's my Mark I, Mark II, and Mark III stories. Good old German electrics, yeah, pretty much. Huh? Bought that car for $2,200, and I sold it for $3,500 a month later because I could never get it to. I could never parallel park right. I could never get a.
Let's not forget the quality of mid-90s Chrysler electronics.
Oh,
and the Concorde that I had, where when I would honk, the trunk would open. It was like a circus car.
Was it like if you wanted to listen to the radio, the heat would stop working?
No, for some reason, radio I think ran on its own circuit, but you couldn't have lights on, like headlights, and heat.
That's right.
So at night you had to drive without heat.
I had an E30 BMW that lost all heat over 60 kilometers an hour. And it would run for 12 minutes. At 13 minutes, it would start hunting for idle, and at 15 minutes, it wouldn't run. It was rough. It turned out it was an E30 with an E36 engine in it, and the engine computer wasn't controlling the fan properly. And because of that, the solution, after like 8 months of trying to suss it out, was to put an electric fan in. I have an 84 Rabbit, 94 Audi 80 TDI, 96 TDI swapped Eurovan, 2010 TDI Touareg, and a 73 VW bus that hit a moose. I can one-up you. I had a Golf Country. I had a four-wheel drive Golf in Canada with the lift kit, bull bars, etc. I blew the engine driving home. I accidentally overfilled the oil because the thing was blowing out oil about a liter every 5 kilometers. Like just dumping it out the back. It wasn't burning it. And yeah, I ended up selling it to a guy from Ottawa who ended up living out of it briefly. He was very active on VW Vortex, the car lounge.
This has 4 ports and this has 6.
Yeah.
Do you just hang 2 over the edge?
No, usually there would be it would come together to make an 8-pin.
Well, this comes together to make a 12.
Yeah, that's not going to work. We need an 8-pin cable. Let's look in the box. This may have an adapter. Also, you want to get Droid Cam going while we're...
That's at 1%, so I'll just let it charge for a minute.
Yeah. So yeah, it turned out it was a German guy who had emigrated to Canada, and he brought the car over with him, which is how it was imported legally. At the time on the car lounge, people thought there was only 3 of them in Canada, and when I put mine for sale, it turned out there was 4. Yeah. That being said, I am jealous of your whole fleet. There's a guy locally who's got a transporter, I think.
Really nice. Sold that thing.
What? I thought he said he was taking it with him to Europe or something.
I think his plans changed there. Okay, I think we're back with the Droid Cam.
The audio-video sync was better with the second camera running. Yeah, it'll be coming up in a moment.
There we go. It's up. You can put it on. Okay, so here's the snag we've run into, folks. If you look on this second camera, right now, the power port for this graphics card is an 8-pin.
Wow.
And right now, the only additional power that we have out of this power supply is 12.
So I am pretty certain that I have a janky ass 8-pin adapter at home. Can't do it that way. Normally it would be a 6 that has a 2 that just attaches on.
Yeah. It must be because this is a Dell power supply.
Rolling in the deep.
Yeah, you know what? We may have to just come back to it in that regard. But for now, do we have onboard graphics we can boot off of?
Almost certainly. It's
Yes,
an Intel.
we do.
Everything Intel has that.
So I'm going to leave this in, but I'm just not going to plug it in.
If it's connected through the PCIe port, we won't get graphics out on the motherboard, will we?
I think we will, but if you want to play it safe, I'll pull it out.
Yeah, just pop it out for now.
We don't even know if this will end up being the final graphics card for this machine.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it will. If it doesn't work, I'm changing the power supply.
Okay. All right. Well, then that works.
Yeah. Unless the power supply's got some janky proprietary thing. There's one issue you can run into.
Firmware? Like it won't boot?
No, like the connector is proprietary. Like you don't know.
Oh, for the board. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll find out. But I'm going to probably put together a shorter video with this build once it's done, and we can test out like putting on SteamOS and everything.
Okay, but in the meantime,
yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
So everything's screwed in, everything's plugged in, except for a graphics card. We've got our Windows installed good. All right.
All right, partner.
After staring at just my gut for most of the last 2 hours, or hour and a half and change, and we are ready to boot.
Wow.
Is the power button going to be... Oh, it's still there. Okay. Cool. So let's put some screwdrivers away. This beautiful...
Man, Red Devil, they've just come onto my radar. Might have to check them out, but I'm wondering if they're only making like AMD cards, because like I've never really I haven't been much into AMD recently. I had an R9 290 at one point.
I had a
but,
290X that you gave me years ago. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a gift, though, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
wasn't like something I owned first.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
it was years ago I got that card from you.
Yeah, and then you had my GTX 1060 after that, which you burnt out running a 4K monitor.
You know what? It only worked for like a day.
Yeah.
Do you think that really killed it?
If I had to venture a guess. I mean, the card should have probably been able to do it.
Well, then I bought a 1070, I think, for $300.
Yeah.
And then I sold it again for $300.
Yeah, it was a wild time.
Okay. Let's get this all ready to roll here. This thing outputs to HDMI, I think.
Yes, it does.
Is that it? Does it do DVI?
Nope. It's got VGA. If you want to do VGA.
I might actually, yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'll grab the monitor from the Plex server.
Indeed. Wait. Oh, the monitor. Sorry.
This machine, I tell you, I couldn't even log in without it blue screening. Oh wait, I'm not going to take it off. I couldn't even log in without it blue screening, and then I reset it. It runs fine for the day, and then by that evening, same thing. It won't even like stay on for more than 5 minutes. I've been getting footage of it.
I thought you said you ran a mem test and the memory was bad.
I did, yeah, but we have to run one on each stick now to determine which one's actually the problem.
Well, not necessarily. You pull one stick out, 50-50 shot, you got to run it again.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's one of the potential outcomes of running it.
I believe it's pronounced fitty-fitty.
I just packaged a bunch of cables up the other night.
That's good. That's what you want to do.
There we go. This one's not, though.
Perfect.
Okay, can you plug in that? I'll grab power. Power overwhelming. Looks like I may have bundled up too many cords the other day. Whoop.
Just trying to get caught up on earthing.
Did you share to my social?
I most certainly did not.
Oh my god.
I know. I got sidetracked.
Okay, and we're almost done. I'll share the live stream as an after the fact thing.
Yeah. As soon as we're done too, actually, I think I'm gonna cut out all the technical stuff at the start.
Oh yeah.
'Cause nobody wants to watch that.
No. All right.
No.
Take this.
It's okay living through
Or
it.
actually, can you do the VGAs?
You know, you ever play Crash Bandicoot?
Actually, yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I bought those on the Switch and was playing through them. Yes.
I did too, actually, for me girlfriend for Christmas.
Did you know that you can just torrent the entire Nintendo Switch library and just play it on your Steam Deck and it'll all just run better?
Oh my god, really?
Yep. Not saying that that's something that I did or have done or will do. I'm just saying that Nintendo needs to get their Switch together. Right? Like if piracy runs it better than native hardware, there's a problem. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just here for the fire and destruction, and Dana Does Stuff says, and belching. This is true. This is true.
My biggest beef with the Nintendo Switch is the fact that, and like, you know, it's also partly my fault because I didn't think ahead on it, but like, I just didn't think it would happen because, you know, it's Nintendo's such a big brand. But then I saw when like Ubisoft and all these other companies were starting to shut servers down, I'm like, I have all these digital copies of these games that I paid for. Like, is this thing going to just be worthless eventually?
Yeah, well, see, that's also where I feel like piracy is justified, right? If I pay for that game and I can't play it anymore on native hardware, then I think I'm justified in playing it in the fashion that it will run. However, I will say that doesn't matter if it's like, yeah, they're shutting servers down, and it's not just that you can't download the game anymore. It's like that you literally can't play it. That I don't like.
Hang on 1 second.
Software as a service is what's going to destroy our society. Greg Thompson says, hi, Dan.
Hey GT, how you doing? Missed some real good burping and farting today so far.
Yeah, Dan's
That's a guarantee.
Dan's
All right.
been musical.
So everything's plugged in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh wait, no, it's not plugged in. We don't have a computer power cord.
Oh, okay. Crap! Now I have to undo another one. Oh, no, here's one.
I thought you said you had a million of these things.
I did, but I've zip tied all of them because I was cleaning the other day.
Why would you zip tie them? Then they're useless.
Yeah, but I have like 100 of them. I'm not going to use.
Start
100
saving
of
your toilet paper tubes.
them. All right.
I'm telling you, just start saving now. I know you go through them.
Okay.
You're not doing upper deckers every day. Only every other day.
We is booting. We got fans turning.
Not too bad. LOL says Greg Thompson. And Dan says
Keyboard failure. All right.
we don't have a keyboard plugged in.
Well, it's still booting though. Yeah, we got the Windows install, and hey, look at that. Ba, 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 wait. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, that was a really fast boot too. No saying.
Know what I'm saying?
Do you want to slide the dongle out of the back of that iMac and then just put it into here?
That was a sentence and a half.
And
I bought this keyboard on like Deal Extreme or something ages ago, and I hated the form factor of it, but it's been super handy.
Well, she does good work. Okay,
I can't see.
so
I'm gonna pull the camera rigmarole out of the way. Just gonna make this aggressive.
Plex box. That's funny. I set this drive up to be my original Plex server drive, but then the machine wouldn't read it. Or no, the machine would read it, but it wouldn't allow it to load Windows without a blue screen. The
Right.
other one did. So that the RAM on that thing is so bad. But anyway, yeah, this is fine. Let's check out our DX diag. Ba, ba, ba.
Ba, 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 da, da, da. You know that's CanCon. You know, try a little more, little more. You know, I didn't realize that song.
There we go. Yeah. 12 gigs of RAM.
Uniquely Canadian experience.
This is using an i7-2600, 8 CPUs, running at 3.4 gigahertz, and right now we're using Intel integrated graphics. Display
Okay.
memory, 128 megs of VRAM. Perfect for office use. Well, this is not meant to be an office machine though, so what we're going to do is take this back with us. I think grab another power supply probably in the end. I think that's a better solution than an adapter. And hopefully that power supply will jive with this board. If it doesn't, that means we have to look for a 6 or a 12 pin GPU for this thing. I think that's the long and short of it.
There will be an adapter. We can do the adapter to friggin' Molex if we have to.
Yeah, but one thing you have to keep in mind too, though, is there's not a lot of room. When you have a card that sits right here, if you have something on top of that and then the power, I mean, that could...
Well, normally what it looks like is it's like a Y connecting cable. So you just have the Y up here and it would...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, if it's not like a connector that sits on the GPU, but it's part of a cord, then
Yeah.
you can see that.
I'll have to dig through my old... through this. I think actually something like that came with my 3070.
So now that worked, I'm going to plug in our second hard drive
Yeah.
with a separate SATA.
All right, everybody. I'm trying to figure out how much delay we have on here right now. So I'm just going to say 223. And if you guys can just pop in the chat the moment you hear me say that. I'm saying it's 223. And we'll see when that pops up again in chat when y'all are like, oh my god, I heard you say it. And then we will know. Because, yeah, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack said beer gut long after I think we were talking about beer guts.
Well, I was slapping it behind you there. Well,
Oh, oh man. Just...
it's not even a beer gut. That's the sad part. I don't really drink much because it hurts
is
my
true.
stomach. So it's mostly just...
You don't drink beer because it hurts your gut?
It's a work from home gut.
Oh, now. Okay, yeah. Not even a minute of delay.
There we go.
Yeah, not even a minute. I didn't realize you were slapping your gut. I thought it was from earlier when you were like, oh, just slap my gut. I'm like, are we like 10 minutes behind?
No. Okay, that's it. I think that's it, actually. So...
Yeah, this was fun. This was fun.
oh, you know what? No, before we leave, we got a Windex in front of us and throw it back on.
Right. Literally.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, we can't let them smell blood. We're still going.
So the nice thing about this machine, even though it's a Dell, and I'm not wild about Dells, the nice thing about this one is, oh, that's kind of a neat little trick.
What?
See that little USB at the front?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a
got a
garage
flap.
door.
It's got flaps.
So the nice thing about this, though, is that it does have, you know, what is it? SM, XD, CFMD, SDRS, MS Pro Duo. Like, it's got all these different media formats it can read. Because it is a machine that, you know, was sold commercially at probably like Staples or something like that, you know?
Oh, yeah. This is for sure a machine somebody bought at Staples.
So it's going to have all that compatibility stuff that when a lot of guys are building a custom PC, you know, they don't really care about, right? Like, how often am I going to use an SD card? How often am I going to use...
But also on the back,
right? But
there's no power switch on the power supply. I don't like that.
yeah, I've noticed that about those proprietary power supplies. They don't have that.
Save the money on the Switch. I have a lot of HP computers. How do you feel about them? Says Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack. Well, I have opinions on HP computers, and that as they're much better alternative to Dells. They're often easier to work on.
They're not that bad. You know what? I'll show you.
The desktop's actually sometimes a little more difficult, but the HP professional laptops, the EliteBooks, are usually made to be repaired in like a fleet.
So I had an HP laptop, but I bought like bottom of the line cheap when I was in college, and that's just because I was a broke college student. And that thing, the USB ports ended up crapping out, and I didn't love the experience, but it worked and like I paid like $300 or $400 for it, so it was not an expensive one to begin with. Just 1 second.
House of Moth says Dell, HP, all the same garbage. That's not true. Some garbage is wet.
Some is hot.
Yeah, there's hot garbage, there's wet garbage, and then there's just straight garbage. And one man's garbage is another man's good ungarbage. Right? As Ricky would say.
Okay. So, what do I think about HPs? I'm using an HP Elite Desk Mini right now for a Plex server, and the RAM has corrupted on it. So, symptoms of that are like constantly blue screening when opening programs or trying to reinstall Windows, for example. Just all this junk.
Did this like... This looks like an antenna connection or something?
Looks like Wi-Fi almost, but
Yeah, it does look like... Where's the Wi-Fi module?
I don't see one.
Oh! I see where it's supposed to go.
Like these cables come out.
Yeah, look, this is where you put the
That's
Wi-Fi
probably
module.
where a Wi-Fi.
That's an M.2 slot. You know, if you had one of those things that you could use to like hijack it, you could probably connect like an M2 SSD there, maybe.
Yes, sir. Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna tilt it up for a minute. But you're still gonna be able to check out inside.
Undead Man, does anyone have any odorant or odorant? Wet dog, fresh garbage, or low tide will do.
What is that from? I feel like that's a sketch. Odorant?
Jay just has hate for anything not Apple.
Well, you're gonna hate this one then, bud. But don't we all? Honestly, I've never been a big fan of Dell anything.
I had a Dell laptop that was an absolute tank that replaced my awful Toshiba laptop. And that Dell laptop played StarCraft 2 on medium settings, and I rocked that thing for probably the better part of 5 years daily before it became like a secondary computer. And eventually I sold it on to a friend during the pandemic who didn't have a computer.
You know what kind of was like the nail in the coffin for me with Dell is like, you know, we were talking about that LAN party era from the early to mid 2Ks. I remember a buddy of mine had a Dell machine that his mom had bought him, and we were trying to figure out how we could upgrade it to get him to come out to LANs and play games with us and stuff. Open that thing up, like nothing was standardized. Like back then at least, there was like a big green chute that went to like the CPU cooler, and like you couldn't fit parts in behind or around anything. It was just like, what is the point of this?
So Dell has kind of gone the opposite direction on that, and they have been involved in making the next standard for like laptop RAM. And I think maybe they realized rather than making it proprietary, why don't we just start providing input into the standard so that it meets our needs?
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Well, and now if you really want a gaming PC from Dell, you can buy like a $5,000 Alienware that comes with an i3 or like. I'm just kidding.
Did you see the Alienware that Gamers Nexus tested? And the i9 is so badly choked. Like the airflow in the case is so bad that the i9 performs worse than an i7 because it's thermal throttling all the time.
They're beautiful cases, but man, that's about it.
Alienware used to make cool stuff, and then Dell bought them.
Yeah.
And I felt that way, and will continue to feel that way. And I think that this has been a 90% successful build. And if this was a video, we would just go out and get the adapter and then finish it. But since it's live, everybody can just enjoy it. And we'll make another video later once we've actually got it up and running as a Steam box.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a little follow-up, but that's okay. Oops, I just noticed one dirt stain.
Now, I don't think we're going to get all the way into running like games on it today anyway. Because, you know, there's going to be some time downloading and installing stuff.
No, we just wanted to push this thing across the finish line. I guess we're going to have to wait a day or two to do that still, but it's mostly there now.
Well, first we had to push it across the start line.
So our original plan for this machine is to, like we've been talking about, build a alternative to a Steam Deck, use SteamOS on this machine. And, you know, yeah, it's not exactly a handheld gaming machine, but...
Sorry. Let me say, not an alternative, an equivalent.
An equivalent, yeah.
Yeah, something with equivalent performance, even if it's not portable. So, like, if you're somebody who's on a budget, maybe you're a kid, maybe you're just broke, maybe you just can't justify allocating, like, gaming PC money, the idea here is that you know that at least games that perform on the Steam Deck will be able to perform on your computer. You're going to reduce a lot of the overhead that Windows takes up. And I've seen a few people do builds like this, and I'm really curious because I would actually love to just have a rather capable, cheap, extra gaming computer. We want to do things like play F1 22 with our dad. So, like, you know, we got one person on the Steam Deck, one person maybe on this computer, and one person on his computer. You know what I mean? Like, we got some options here. This thing can get lugged around, and I think, like, the other nice thing, like in the cheap laptops video I was talking about, a very liberating feature of a computer can be not caring about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like having a kind of crappy car or a car where the paint is already kind of damaged. It's just, it's freeing that you don't have to worry about it.
Less guilt for damaging the thing.
All right, so we're going to do, like, an outro on this?
No, you know what? I think what we should do is just say thanks to everyone for tuning in. Once again, I'd like to remind everyone that we do have a Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, social media, and all that stuff. So check out the description for links to all the things. And, I don't know, thanks for hanging out with us on Saturday. It's been a long time since we've done a live stream, eh?
Absolutely. We'll figure out those mics next time.
Yeah, we'll troubleshoot those lav mics that were kind of worrisome at the beginning of this. But anyway, we're going to cut that out anyway.
Yeah. And if you... I guess, like, we don't have the list of the patrons with us, but thank you to all the patrons.
Well, actually, I think I have one.
Oh, if Dan's got a handy, we're going to fulfill our obligation.
All right. Shout out to our Patreons. That is Evan Grill, SKLINK, Charlie from Oz, Larry Collins, Justin Morgan, Ron's Computer Vids, SShrek or Shrek, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Trina Conrad, Garth Beagle, Mac84, and Ethan Palamaro, who was the original Patreon.
And Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack says, if y'all want to do a SteamOS LAN party, I have many PCs that I can contribute to that, LOL.
That
Yes.
sounds excellent.
Let's.
Jeremy, you're in the States, though, aren't you?
Are you going to ship it to us? I don't know.
Yeah.
Email CanadianComputerCollector@gmail.com if you want to sort out logistics that actually... Maybe it doesn't have to be a LAN party. It could be a WAN party, right? We could play with you online
we
or
could
something.
do something fun.
Or all on SteamOS.
Anywho,
Yeah.
thank you everyone for tuning in. We're going to head back to our lives and find ourselves a power supply or a power supply adapter. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
And life if you're watching this not live.